हेलो एवरीवन, माय नेम इज स्वप्निल भोपी। मैं क्लिनिकल साइकोलॉजिस्ट हूँ। हम इस सीरीज में बहुत सारे साइकोलॉजिस्ट का इंटरव्यू लेने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं और समझने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि उनका एजुकेशनल जर्नी कैसे रहा, उनका एक्सपीरियंस कैसा है, अभी वो किस तरीके से काम कर रहे हैं। अब आज हमारे साथ है लतिका आहूजा, जो यूके बेस्ड है। वहाँ पे उन्होंने अभी रिसेंटली पीएचडी किया है एंड आज हम उनसे जानने की कोशिश करेंगे उनकी जर्नी के बारे में। सो हेलो लतिका, हाउ आर यू?
Hi sir, I'm good. How are you?
या मैं भी बहुत बढ़िया हूँ। लॉकडाउन में जैसे सब है वैसे मैं भी हूँ। सो राइट नाउ व्हाट यू आर डूइंग? लॉकडाउन में कैसे काम चल रहा है? एंड फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपको बधाई आपके पीएचडी के लिए। तो आई एम
Thank you.
टॉकिंग टू डॉक्टर लतिका नाउ।
Thank you. Thank you so much.
तो अभी आपका फिलहाल काम कैसे चल रहा है लॉकडाउन में? किस तरीके के काम अभी कर रहे हो?
Sir, अभी तो मैं work from home चल रहा है. Like everybody is trying to cope up with COVID and just being self-isolated and working as productively as I can. So abhi I'm working in the capacity of a researcher at the University of Exeter Medical School, and मेरा जो area है that is implementation and policy research. So it's slightly different to my background because this is more of a healthcare setup. But initially I've done my education in psychology.
Yeah.
So slightly different, but yeah, it comes quite handy, psychology as an area and then merging with healthcare. It's a good area.
Yes, as this interview is based on psychology and as we are practicing psychologists, my first question will be why you choose to be a psychologist? Why this field?
Ji. So, sir, I think from quite early on, I was a very perceptive person towards other people, and I was quite interpersonal as an individual also. And back in the day, जब भी school चल रहा था, तो we didn't have school psychologists as such. That wasn't a very prominent role of taking up. And then we used to, like, obviously there was no provision to go back to somebody and share what problems we were going through during adolescence. And that was the time I realized that there has to be somebody that you could talk to and somebody who can listen to you, that whatever changes you're going through biologically, socially, at school level, and in every way possible, there has to be someone. So back in the day, 11th and 12th, I took psychology as one of my subjects. And that kind of informed and made me realize this thing that all people at some level, they need to be heard and they need to be accepted unconditionally and in a very non-judgmental way as well. So when it comes to an understanding of the body, it is easy because you can draw cause and effect associations to a very massive extent. But when it comes to your mind, you can't, it's not very easy to understand how it's functioning. So if you just understand and look at two people in a very similar context, they might react very differently as well. So that kind of intrigued my curiosity in the area of psychology. And then by the time I took up bachelor's in applied psychology back at Amity University, throughout the first year, I kind of knew that was my calling in some way because of my personal attributes as well. So this was one thing that led me into it. And I think that curiosity still exists and it keeps on modifying in certain ways because initially we think कि psychologist का role होता है कि हम सिर्फ दूसरे लोगों की problems को समझ रहे हैं, सुन रहे हैं और उनको एक type से guide कर रहे हैं कि how do they deal and adapt to changing contexts. But in that journey, I feel that we as psychologists also have a massive personal growth, and we also learn how to adapt to different environments. So it's not just about helping other people, we are helping ourselves in certain ways. And I think that is one of the notions quite common across any mental health professional that you speak to. So that is one of the things. And also, it's not just about helping, it's more about gratitude towards life, being thankful and accepting certain things from our experiences and from what experiences our clients have. So that is the kind of clarity you get. Also, in terms to, what you're learning in the journey is solution. Like, how do you get to solutions? So these are a few things that you tend to learn both ways. Like the client learns from a mental health professional, and a mental health professional learns from their clients in some ways. So, I mean, having said that, there are a lot of challenges as well. You've been in the area for so long, so you would understand like the kind of stigma we face as professionals too, and the kind of expectations we have that we need to fulfill at a personal and a professional level. So there are absolutely challenges that need to be catered to. But I think as my journey, it's been quite interesting and it's been very experiential as well. And there's like a constant fine tuning that's required, because what I've learned is that the way I tune myself and the way I understand myself, that would impact other people that I'm talking to. So they would learn and pick up things from me of how I'm putting myself in front of them. So yeah, I think being a psychologist is not just about being at the forefront of things, but thinking like a psychologist at various levels too, like in terms to academia, in terms to, in schools, in colleges, at a policy level, as a trainer. So there are different roles that you tend to realize once you start this journey.
Yes. Yes, काफी बढ़िया और काफी सारी चीजें आपने कवर की फ्रॉम द रोल ऑफ साइकोलॉजिस्ट. लोगों को जस्ट लगता है कि वो उनके लिए है, नहीं, इट हेल्प्स इनडायरेक्टली अस एज वेल. एंड द जर्नी व्हेन वेयर इट स्टार्टेड, लाइक आपके स्कूल में नहीं थे साइकोलॉजिस्ट, बट बाद में आपको रियलाइज हुआ कि यहाँ काफी जरूरत है. एंड फिर आप जैसे जर्नी स्टार्ट किया, आपको पहले शुरुआत से ही लग गया कि यस, दिस इज व्हाट आई वांटेड एंड यस, आई विल फिट इन हियर. एंड यस, लार्जली ये रिस्पॉन्स आता है सबसे कि यस, इट हेल्प्स अस टू ग्रो इनडायरेक्टली. वंडरफुल. और आपका एजुकेशन कैसा रहा? फिर आपने जब ठान लिया, फिर शुरुआत हुई, सो कहाँ से आपने ग्रेजुएशन मास्टर्स किया और वहां से लेकर पीएचडी तक का जर्नी कैसा रहा?
जी, सो मैंने स्टार्ट करा था विद अ बैचलर्स इन अप्लाइड साइकोलॉजी फ्रॉम एमिटी यूनिवर्सिटी नोएडा. एंड ड्यूरिंग दिस टाइम आई वाज डूइंग अ few clinical internships as well. So I worked across different hospitals like King George Medical College and Max Hospital Delhi mein, then Vimhans as well. Then I was working with a couple of NGOs and private practitioners as well. So it started off that ways. Then I came to Mumbai for a master's in clinical psychology, SNDT, and there I was more formally trained as a professional and worked across different hospitals again, and that's how we met in JJ Hospital too. So once that finished, I thought that okay, abhi clinical training kara hai, but there has to be an orientation towards research too. So towards the end of my masters, I started preparing for my PhD, and that is the time when I spoke to you as well that okay, I'm planning for a PhD, and what kind of issues are we looking at in the hospital setup. So that's how I got into doing a PhD. And even though my work for 4 years now has been very research oriented, I still took up a few opportunities where I got placements in the mindfulness center of my university, and I picked up things like clinical skills from there. So yeah, it's been a little diverse, and I'm still trying to get to a point where I'm mixing the two. So I want to work as a researcher, but I don't want to give up on my roots as a clinician too. Yes. So yeah, that's how the journey has been till now.
Yes, and considering your struggle, I am pretty sure that you will be doing that. And जो भी viewers है उनको मैं request करूँगा ये notice करने के लिए, the Latika's journey you can see, apart from education, she has work experience of various places. उन्होंने हमेशा काम करने का कोशिश किया है, not only degree like masters किया, graduation किया, masters किया and PhD किया, उसके साथ साथ अलग अलग जगह पे खुद से भी काम किया. And I still remember after completing masters exam also Latika was there at JJ voluntarily. She worked for a few months, and I think this attitude is required, and still you are striving for that ki apart from being researcher you want to practice, and yes, definitely you will be able to do that.
And I think it's very important that way is like picking up opportunities when you can, and then just trying to apply your understanding. It's very important for people who are training to be a psychologist. So
yes. एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट चीज रहेगी अगर आप आपके थीसिस के बारे में, रिसर्च के बारे में बताओगे, सो वो बहुत बढ़िया रहेगा. कैसा जर्नी था?
जी, So, basically, my PhD looked at culture-specific and cross-cultural factors of disordered eating in India and the UK. And the main aim of this work was to highlight the importance of designing culture-specific prevention programs and interventions to address disordered eating. So the reason why I picked up on disordered eating specifically was that it is very common, but we don't have a lot of research to back it up. So we don't know what is the scale of this problem. A lot of researchers, when they start doing their PhDs, they pick up topics that are quite hot topics, like we say. So if you look at the kind of topics that are chosen, especially from anxiety spectrum, from mood spectrum or trauma, these are the hot topics that people pick up on. But the important bit I want to highlight is that there are so many mental health problems that need to be investigated, especially in Indian context. So if we just try and study specific things only, that breadth of knowledge is not sufficient for us to understand the scale of mental health issues. So that was one of the reasons why I picked up this issue specifically. Now, the fact that I picked up cultural aspect was that I wanted to understand how Indian culture is affecting mental health more broadly and disordered eating more specifically. So we understand various mental health problems within Western context because जो हम स्कूल में पढ़ रहे होते हैं या जो हम guidelines follow करते हैं within a clinical setup also, those are very Western oriented. वो assumptions Western है, findings Western है, and we are just trying to replicate that understanding within our context. But we fail to understand that that understanding needs to be adapted in our culture. So unless and until you don't really know about the nuances of Indian culture, so practicing in that culture, it wouldn't be as efficient, and the kind of prevention and intervention stuff that you're doing, it wouldn't be very sensitive at targeting different things. So in my PhD, I was looking at different processes like perfectionism, suppression of self, and self-control, which are quite universal aspects of mental health. But that I was studying within the context of Indian culture. And findings were quite interesting actually, because I did end up finding a role of these three aspects in disordered eating behaviors. So I think one thing that I really took away from my PhD was that how to understand different concepts within an Indian culture. And I think that understanding would reflect in the work that I would do in future too. So I mean, as simple as that, something like assertiveness training, that's a very Western concept that we tend to apply in our approaches as well. But assertiveness training is not very acceptable in Indian environment. So how do you adapt certain therapies within that context is something that we need to look at as well.
Yes, ये काफी important part रहा है. जब से मैं मास्टर्स में था, मेरा क्लासमेट था, he was Nepali, and he used to say, he was a foreign student from Nepal, so he used to say कि सर मैम आप क्या पढ़ा रहे हो, हम इंडिया में पढ़ रहे हैं, इंडिया में प्रैक्टिस करने वाले हैं या अब्रॉड में करने वाले हैं, ओके इंडियन कंटेक्स्ट दो, इंडियन तरीके से सिखाओ. एंड आज भी जो मेरा डिस्कशन एक फ्रेंड के साथ हुआ, इट वाज बेस्ड ऑन दैट. सो इंडियनाइज द थिंग्स, थेरेपी हो, अप्रोच हो, डायग्नोसिस हो, जो भी हो इंडियनाइज तरीके से होना चाहिए. And I'm really glad that you have done work on that, because it is really, really required. We can't just fit them in that. We have to customize it for them. And it was needed. So finally, you have done your PhD, you are a psychologist, you have a long experience of various places. How it makes you feel to be a psychologist in professional and personal life?
I think, like I said before, it's been a very exciting journey for me because, and more so that self-development across these years, while that feeling of being a part of something bigger in somebody else's life is something which is quite gratifying in its own way. So it's not just about trying to do problem solving for somebody else, but trying to orient somebody and making their capacity increase over the therapies. is what is the ultimate aim for every mental health professional. So I think by the end of the day, when we go to our beds as professionals, that is something that keeps us going the next day, no matter how exhausting the job is. So that sheer satisfaction is something that's very, very nice in a way.
Yes. Yeah, so satisfaction is there, and half of this part I think you have answered earlier, that we also tend and get chance to grow and learn a lot for ourselves. Yes. Still we are growing a lot in India as well, so अभी भी हमारे field को उतना acknowledgement नहीं है, and considering this fact, stigma and lack of confidence in people, lack of awareness in people, so what you want to say on that, so that people will get some knowledge, or what's your approach on that?
Ji. I think this question around stigma and mental health, I think that's a very good thing that you are targeting through these video podcasts and all. And one message that I would want to convey is that people need to respect their minds like they respect their bodies. So if we have any physical issue, within a blink of an eye, we go to a doctor, a family doctor, and we discuss and we find solutions because we are very eager on living a healthy life, like we say. But when we talk about a healthy life concept, we fail to understand that healthy mind is something that contributes to it. So you got to give equal importance to a healthy mind and a healthy body, so that understanding of mind and body going in collaboration is something that needs to be talked about. So now a lot of people, when undergoing mental health issues, they seek help from their friends and family, which is fine because that's the first contact, that's the first support system that you speak to. But it is important to know that mental health professionals are training to help you out in certain ways. They are being non-judgmental, and they know, they evaluate what needs to be said at what time, within what context, that can help in their journey of well-being, and even when they're suffering from any sort of a emotional issue. Unfortunately, people are scared that they would be judged if they go to a mental health professional, but what they fail to recognize is that the priority is going to a person who can help them through their journey without being judgmental, and somebody who can help them in their capacity to face similar stressful situations. And not just that, it's about how mental well-being can be promoted through mental health professionals and this area. And I think a part of stigma that we fail to recognize in a very explicit way is that as individuals practicing mental health, we are shown in a very negative light. We are just associated with sickness and not with somebody who has a partaking in emotional and psychological well-being of the person. So I think this is something that needs to be addressed very vocally, that mental health professionals are not just about going to seek professional help when you're not well, but they are as coaches who can help well-being aspect. So that counterbalance needs to be maintained. And to do that, I think we need to address this at all levels. It's not just at individual family level, even at a community level, even at a bureaucratic level in some ways, that the policies need to be designed in a way that this facility is propagated across sectors. So although over the years, we have seen certain improvements, but I think there's a long way to go. And especially when it comes to having services in rural areas and areas that are not within reach. So I think lot of work needs to be done right now.
Yes, definitely. And yeah, true, whatever you said, that we need to reach out, and awareness is required on all front. Yes. Mm-hmm. And this concept that psychologists are there just to help with illness and suffering. No, we can help in the preventive measures as well, and for further growth as well. Like they say usually कि अगर पागल है तो ही जाना पड़ता है. So it's not like that. इसका दिमाग कितना अच्छा चलता है वो भी हम ही calculate करते हैं, चाहे वो aptitude हो या intelligence हो. And for further growth also, yeah, so long way to go, and yes, there are changes. People are coming to us, and it's really good. So the perspective is changing, and yes, we do have a lot work to do further. Okay. So Latika, if people want to approach you to know more about psychology, specifically students or youth or other people who want support or who want to know more about themselves or about the field, how they can approach you?
Sir, I think the most convenient bit would be dropping an email because of the time zone difference as well. But I'm quite quick with email responses, so I will probably share my email ID and other details with you. And I'm literally an email away in terms to queries and questions. So even from the students front or somebody who wants to know more about mental health and psychoeducation aspects of a training aspect, so I'm literally an email away.
Yeah, definitely. I think one question I'm forgetting that, but you have mostly covered that the approach you are using. But still, if it's good that if you will show light on that, what kind of approach you are trained in, and what kind of approach you are practicing, and what kind of clients you handle or you are looking forward to handle, including
Sure.
mindfulness and things you have covered in your PhD. So.
Sure. So, sir, right now, in terms to working, I'm working at a more community level as a trainer and a psychoeducator. I mean, I keep sending you these podcasts and all, which is basically for people to understand various areas of mental health and what's happening around in this field too. And I'm also preparing a self-help online material, which is basically for those experiencing stress and low mood, and they're trying to cope with this using disordered eating behaviors and mechanisms. So even though I'm saying it's for people for experiencing disordered eating, this is a very generic source that can be used, and it will be produced in the form of an online course available. So details would be there with you too at some point. And the kind of approach I'm looking at here in this material is CBT, which is a very self-taught thing. Then behavioral activation techniques and mindfulness techniques. So these are some things that do not need like a professional guidance per se. It's a very self-help kind of a material that people can use. So that's the kind of work I'm doing right now, and I'm looking at more of a younger adult population. So university going students, people who are working in the sector or cross sectors in fact. So that's the kind of sample I'm looking at.
Yes, great. Yes, and thanks a lot, Latika, for sharing your experiences and spending time with us.
Thank you so much, sir. It was an amazing opportunity, and your initiative of getting all these professionals together and making videos, it's not just helpful for the public to know who's there in the area and who can be approached, but as a fraternity, we can collaborate as well. So it's a very nice thing and a very great initiative that you've taken up. So thank you for inviting me.
Yes, welcome. And thanks for this feedback, जो मुझे काफी लोगों से मिल रहा है कि एक दूसरे को भी जानने का मौका मिल रहा है, लोगों तक पहुंचने का मौका मिल रहा है. And I think as you have said, you are just email away. So I will post this email link and at the end of the video. Also, it will be in description. So people who are watching us, feel free to contact me or Latika, and you can drop your feedback and questions in the comment section so that we can respond to you. And once again, thanks, Latika. And that's it.
Thank you.